Shalom. Good morning, Boker Tov.
Shalom, Boker Tov, everybody.
Welcome to
Shalom.
the study.
Good morning, Boker Tov.
Welcome to the study of the Torah portion. We're looking at Torah portion Balak. Our video is not working, but we're going to continue anyway, so you can still see the reading on the screen. You just can't see our lovely faces. So we're going to continue. Like I said, we're reading Torah portion Balak. This is in the book of Bamidbar in Numbers. And we're going to start on chapter 22. We're going to start on verse 2. All right. There we go. So this is one of my favorite Torah portions in a way because I think it's a good example of how Yahweh is our protector, right? How he's faithful to his covenant to protect his people, Israel. So we have been reading in the last Parashah Hukat. We read about the red heifer, about the death of Miriam, when Moshe strikes the rock instead of speaking to it. And we also read about the death of Aaron and his son takes his place, and Lazar takes his place as Kohen Gadol. And then at the end, we read about the Israelites kind of journeying through the wilderness, and they're getting closer to the land that Yahweh promised them. And they have a couple of battles, and they fight with Og, and they take some of the land of the Amorites, take back some of the land of the Amorites. And so now, in chapter 22, verse 2, the Moabites are very afraid of the Israelites, and they think that they're next, right? And so they're afraid, and they come up with a plan, which is what we're going to read about today, a plan to have this prophet, in quotes, a prophet, to come and curse the people for them. Okay, so we're going to read about that. We can say the blessing, and we'll begin. We'll say the blessing.
Baruch Yahweh Hambora.
Baruch
Yahweh Hambora Me'olam Ba'ed. Baruch Atah Yahweh Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bakar Banu Mikohamim. Vanatan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Yahweh Noten HaTorah. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so again, we're reading in Numbers, Bamidbar, chapter 22, verse 2. Okay. All right. So, verse 2. And Balak, son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people because they were many, and Moab was in dread because of the children of Israel. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, now this company is licking up all that is around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field. Now Balak, son of Zippor, was sovereign of the Moabites at that time, and he sent messengers to Balaam, son of Beor at Pethor, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, see, a people has come from Mizraim. See, they have covered the surface of the land, and are settling next to me. And now, please, come at once, curse this people for me, for they are too strong for me. It might be that I smite them and drive them out of the land, for I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and whom you curse is cursed. Okay, so we're going to hear the Hebrew. I read to verse 6. Let's hear that in the Hebrew. And if you guys don't mind just putting the microphone on mute, if you can put it on mute, because we're getting some feedback. Thank you. Okay, here we go.
וירא בלק בן ציפור את כל אשר עשה ישראל לאמורי. ויגור מואב מפני העם מאוד, כי רב הוא. ויקוץ מואב מפני בני ישראל. ויאמר מואב אל זקני מדיין, עתה ילחכו הקהל את כל סביבותינו, שלחו חשור את ירק השדה. ובלק בן ציפור מלך למואב בעת ההיא. וישלח מלאכים אל בלעם בן בעור פטורה, אשר על הנהר ארץ בני עמו, לקרוא לו, לאמור, הנה עם יצא ממצרים, הנה חיצה את עין הארץ, והוא יושב ממולי. ועתה לך נא ארא לי את העם הזה, כי עצום הוא ממני, אולי אוכל נקה בו, ואגרשנו מן הארץ. כי ידעתי את אשר תברך, מבורך, ואשר תאור, יואר.
Okay, and verse 7. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian left with the feast for divination in their hand, and they came to Balaam and spoke the words of Balak to him. And he said to them, Spend the night here, and I shall bring back word to you, as Yahweh speaks to me. So the heads of Moab stayed with Balaam. And Elohim came to Balaam and said, Who are these men with you? And Balaam said to Elohim, Balak, son of Zippor, sovereign of Moab, hath sent to me, saying, See, a people has come out of Mizraim, and cover the face of the land. Come now, curse them for me. It might be that I am able to fight against them and drive them out. And Elohim said to Balaam, Do not go with them. You do not curse the people, for they are blessed. Okay.
Amen.
Let's hear to verse 12 in Hebrew.
וילכו זקני מואב וזקני מדיין וקסמים בידם, ויבואו אל בלעם וידברו אליו דברי בלק. ויאמר עליהם, לינו פה הלילה, והשיב אותי אתכם דבר, כאשר ידבר אדוני אלי. וישבו שרי מואב עם בלעם. ויבוא אלוהים אל בלעם ויאמר, מי האנשים האלה עמך? ויאמר בלעם אל האלוהים, בלק בן ציפור מלך מואב שלח אלי. הנה העם היוצא ממצרים, ויחס את עין הארץ. עתה לך קבלי אותו, אולי אוכל להילחם בו וגרשתיו. ויאמר אלוהים אל בלעם, לא תלך עמהם, לא תאור את העם, כי ברוך הוא. ויקום בלעם בבוקר.
Okay, went a little bit ahead. Verse 13. So he's telling them not to go, right? And verse 13. And Balaam rose in the morning and said to the heads of Balak, Go back to your land, for Yahweh has refused to allow me to go with you. And the heads of Moab arose and went to Balak and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. Then Balak again sent heads more numerous and more esteemed than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, This is what Balak, son of Zippor, said. Do not be withheld from coming to me, please, for I esteem you very greatly, and whatever you say to me, I do. Therefore, please come, curse this people for me. And Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, Though Balak were to give me his house filled with silver and gold, I am unable to go beyond the word of Yahweh my Elohim to do less or more. And now please, you also stay here tonight and let me find out what more Yahweh says to me. Okay, so to verse 19. Let's hear that in the Hebrew.
ויאמר אל שרי בלק, לכו אל ארצכם, כי מאין אדוני לתיתי להלוך עמכם. ויקומו שרי מואב ויבואו אל בלק ויאמרו, מאין בלעם הלוך עמנו. ויוסף עוד בלק שלוח שרים רבים ונכבדים מאלה. ויבואו אל בלעם ויאמרו לו, כה אמר בלק בן ציפור, אל נא תימנע מהלוך אלי, כי כבד אכבדך מאוד, וכל אשר תאמר אלי אעשה, ולך נא קבלי את העם הזה. ויען בלעם ויאמר אל עבדי בלק, אם ייתן לי בלק מלוא ביתו כסף וזהב, לא אוכל לעבור את פי אדוני אלוהי לעשות קטנה או גדולה. ועתה שבו נא בזה גם אתם הלילה, ואדע מה יוסף אדוני דבר עמי.
Okay, verse 20. And Elohim came to Balaam at night and said to him, if the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you do. And Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with the heads of Moab. But the displeasure of Elohim burned because he went. And the messenger of Yahweh stationed himself in the way as an adversary against him. And he was riding on his donkey, and his 2 servants were with him. And the donkey saw the messenger of Yahweh standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand. And the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam beat the donkey to turn her back onto the way. Then the messenger of Yahweh stood in a narrow passage between the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. And when the donkey saw the messenger of Yahweh, she pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he beat her again. Let's hear the verse 25 in the Hebrew.
ויבוא אלוהים אל בלעם לילה ויאמר לו, אם לקרוא לך באו האנשים, קום לך איתם, ואך את הדבר אשר אדבר אליך, אותו תעשה. ויקום בלעם בבוקר, ויחבוש את אתונו, וילך עם שרי מואב. ויחר אף אלוהים כי הולך הוא, ויתייצב מלאך אדוני בדרך לסתן לו, והוא רוכב על אתונו ושני נעריו עמו. ותרא האתון את מלאך אדוני ניצב בדרך, וחרבו שלופה בידו. וצאת האתון מן הדרך, ותלך בשדה. ויך בלעם את האתון להטותה הדרך. ויעמוד מלאך אדוני במשעול הכרמים, גדר מזה וגדר מזה. ותרא האתון את מלאך אדוני, ותלחץ אל הקיר, ותלחץ את רגל בלעם אל הקיר, ויוסף להטותה. ויוסף מלאך אדוני עבור, ויעמוד במקום צר, אשר אין דרך למצוא ימין ושמאל.
Okay, we went a little bit ahead, but that's okay. So verse 26, and the messenger of Yahweh went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn aside, right or left. And when the donkey saw the messenger of Yahweh, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam's displeasure burned, and he beat the donkey with his staff. Then Yahweh opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, what have I done to you, that you have beaten me these 3 times? And Balaam said to the donkey, because you have mocked me, I wish there were a sword in my hand, for I would have killed you now. And the donkey said to Balaam, am I not your donkey which you have ridden ever since I became yours? To this day? Was I ever known to do so to you? And he answered, no. Then Yahweh opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the messenger of Yahweh standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand. And he bowed his head and fell on his face. And the messenger of Yahweh said to them, what have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? See, I have come out to stand against you, because your way is reckless before me. And the donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, I certainly would have killed you by now and let her live. And Balaam said to the messenger of Yahweh, I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. And now, if evil is in your eyes, let me turn back. And the messenger of Yahweh said to Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you, that you speak. Balaam then went with the heads of Balak. So we're going to stop there at verse 35. Let's hear that in the Hebrew. Starting with verse 27.
ותרא האתון את מלאך אדוני בקרבה תחת בלעם. ויחר אף בלעם ויח את האתון במקל. ויפתח אדוני את פי האתון ותאמר לבלעם, מה עשיתי לך כי הכיתני זה 3 רגלים. ויאמר בלעם לאתון, כי התעללת בי, לו יש חרב בידי, כי עתה הרגתיך. ותאמר האתון אל בלעם, הלא אנוכי אתונך אשר רכבת עלי מעודך עד היום הזה, ההסכן הסכמתי לעשות לך כה? ויאמר לא. ויגל אדוני את עיני בלעם, וירא את מלאך אדוני ניצב בדרך, וחרבו שלופה בידו. ויקוד וישתחו לאפיו. ויאמר אליו מלאך אדוני, על מה הכית את אתונך זה 3 רגלים? הנה אנוכי יצאתי לשטן, כי ירד הדרך לנגדי. ותראני האתון, ותת לפני זה 3 רגלים. אולי נתת מפני, כי עתה גם אותך הרגתי, ואותך החייתי. ויאמר בלעם אל מלאך אדוני, חטאתי כי לא ידעתי כי אתה ניצב לקראתי בדרך, ועתה אם רע בעיניך, אשובה לי. ויאמר מלאך אדוני אל בלעם, לך עם האנשים, ואפס את הדבר אשר אדבר אליך, אותו תדבר. וילך בלעם עם שרי בלק. וישמע בלק כי בא בלעם.
Okay, went a little bit too far. Okay, so we're going to stop right there until Wednesday. We're going to leave it in a little bit of a cliffhanger. So we know now that Balaam is on his way to meet Balak. And Yahweh had told him that he can only say the words that he tells him to say. And so we will see on Wednesday what happens. Well, I think most of us already know the story. But we can kind of just recap what we just read. So we have Balak is the king. I always sometimes get mixed up the names of Balak and Balaam. So Balak is the name of the king, and Balaam is the name of this supposed prophet. And he's this is a term. Well, he's the prophet for hire, right? And there's a term that I heard Rico Cortez say. So a prophet for profit, right? So he's willing to kind of sell his services as a profit in exchange for money, right? So let's see. Right, and I think it's interesting the part where he tells the people when the king sent him more ambassadors, right? He tells them, even if he gives me his whole house filled with silver, I cannot go beyond the word of Yahweh my Elohim, right? So up to there, he's fine. And then the very next sentence, he says, well, stay here and let me see what else Yahweh tells me. Like Yahweh had already told him, right? But he's like, let me see if let me see if maybe I can change his mind, and that's where he made his mistake. He already had his answer, but I guess inwardly he still wanted to see if there was a way that he could curse the people, or a way that he could do what the king wanted and get the money. So, or is there anything else you wanted to add?
When Abba spoke with Abraham in regards to his descendants, that they will be like the stars of the heavens and the sand of the sea, one of the things that he said and promised to him, to our father Abraham, is, those that curse you, I will curse.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he probably knew that, that whoever is cursing the people of Israel will be cursed. And so I don't want to be on Bilam's shoes or anyone else who comes against Israel. Israel nowadays has many enemies. And we had seen, all the people that curse them openly, like that president that cursed Chavez, that cursed Israel. And he says, I hate them from the bottom of my being, right? Right there and then started the cancer in that man and the terrible death he had. And we know that all the nations that come against Israel, they suffer the consequences. So it's a nation that is being blessed.
Mm-hmm.
So why bother? Right? We are blessed because Abba said we are blessed. And whatever people say, well, they're going to pay the consequences, just like Chavez and other people that came against Israel. So, Baruch Atah Yahweh, that when he blesses, he keeps his promises, he keeps his word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I was saying earlier that it's like one of my favorite Torah portions, because like you said, how he's showing himself to be truly a righteous king who keeps his covenant with his people. Right here is somebody that is in a way threatening them because he wants to curse them, and he intervenes, right? And he speaks and he tells him directly, you cannot curse because I have blessed them, right? So he's keeping his covenant with his people, Israel. So that's why I like this part. And I think also one thing that we should kind of consider or look into, we should research more, is about, this is kind of an example of Yahweh speaking to someone who is, I think, unrighteous in a way, who is in the wrong, a false prophet in a way, and he still speaks to him. So I think that's something to look into and to research how that works and how that can happen. I don't know if you have anything you want to add.
Well, when Abba gives you a call or gives you a gift, you are supposed to use it for his honor, mm-hmm. and for the extension of the kingdom, Yahweh's kingdom. However, man can choose to use it for Yahweh's honor or for his own profit. So in this case, he's making a mistake. It seems like he is a very, a man with wrong intentions.
Yeah.
He's a man who likes gold and silver, right? And in the process, he thinks he can fool Yahweh. But we know that from the beginning, he says, do not go. And that's how he should have, left it, not to go. But he's entertaining the idea that in the process, he might make some money. So that's bottom line, like that man. It reminds me of that man, Simon. He was a man that according to the people, he had many talents, and he had, he was able to cure and make miracles and stuff. But he was not dealing with the right gifts. The gifts he had, probably he was, tampering in the gifts of the enemy. And you know that those gifts are eventually cursing people. So this man, when he sees that the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, it's giving tremendous gifts to the disciples of Yeshua, he wants that. He can see that this is the real deal. And he wants it. He wants to purchase it. And that's when the disciple, he got so upset, and the man became blind. And then he was crying, please, please, pray to Elohim, pray to Yahweh to return my eyesight. And the man recovers his eyesight. But of course, if he didn't repent, he cannot continue with the disciples, because he, was showing the true intentions.
Yeah, that's good. I hadn't thought about the connection between Bilam and Simon, who asked the Talmidim to give him their powers, right? And he would give them money. So yeah, that's a good comparison. The other last final thing I wanted to mention, and if somebody else has a comment, they can share as well, was the part about the Malak of Yahweh, right? So it says in the angel of Yahweh, and you can see it here in the Hebrew, the Malak of Yahweh. And many people, or some people, believe that this might be Yeshua, who appeared to Bilam because of the title Malak of Yahweh. So that's open to consideration with one interpretation. Does anybody else have any comments they wanted to add? You want to unmute? Okay, so we can say the blessing to close.
Baruch atah Yahweh, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, b'chayei olam natan b'tocheinu.
Baruch atah Yahweh,
Noten
noten
Torah.
Torah.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we'll continue on Wednesday with the next part, and we will see what happens with Bilam.
And in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, be blessed. Yeshua said, bless and do not curse. So blessings to everyone. And may you be the light of this world and the salt as well to preserve this world.
Amen, amen.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.